Today, we will be taking a look at Chapter 4 of Lao Tzu's classic Tao Te Ching. We will begin with 3 different translations of the text and end with a short discussion on the meaning found inside the verse. One version reads, "The Tao is like the emptiness of a vessel, and in our employment of it, we must be on our guard against all fullness. How deep and unfathomable it is, as if it were the honored ancestor of all things. We should blunt our sharp points and unravel the complications of things. We should attemper our brightness and bring ourselves into agreement with the obscurity of others. How pure and still the Tao is, as if it would ever so continue. I do not know whose son it is. It might appear to have been before God." Another reads, "Reason is empty, but its use is inexhaustible. In its profundity, verily, it resembleth the archfather of the 10,000 things. It will blunt its own sharpness, will its tangles adjust. It will dim its own radiance, and be one with its dust. Oh, how calm it seems to remain. I know not whose son it is. Apparently even the Lord it precedes." And a third reads, "The Tao appears to be emptiness, but it is never exhausted. Oh, it is profound. It appears to have preceded everything. It dulls its own sharpness, unravels its own fetters, softens its own brightness, identifies itself with its own dust. Oh, it is tranquil. It appears infinite. I do not know from what it proceeds. It even appears to be antecedent to the Lord." Lao Tzu has come back to poke around at the very mysterious nature of the Tao. It lies behind and beyond everything, reason, appearance, and sense. The force that sprung forth the 10,000 things. The thing that was there before the Big Bang. That eternal and elusive stuff that animates, governs, and operates the entire universe. He invites us to think of the Tao as empty. It is the nothing which has produced this something. Without keeping the nothing in mind, how could the something be of any use? How could we even begin to understand it without having any idea of its structure? The Tao blunts its own sharpness. This can refer to the opposite of overstimulation. Untangling its knots can refer to the knots of desire, of overthinking, and of life in general. Making everything more simple and more natural. Taking it easy and acting only when necessary. Refraining from judgment and lessening your competition against nature and against life. Lao Tzu says that he does not know the origin of the Tao. He says that it may have come before God. We have all wondered about this at some point in our lives. If God made the universe, then who made God? What was there before that? Where did the Big Bang come from, and why? Well, we're being invited to see a possible solution to this, or at the very least an interesting notion to consider. Emptiness. Not emptiness in the sense of pure darkness, not an empty room with an observer. Something, or rather nothing, that does not include a subject or an object, a place or a time. A nothingness that is so empty that it contains the potential for everything inside of it naturally. This, unfortunately, lies beyond reason and can only be alluded to with words and symbols, which is precisely the point which we're being directed towards.